Okay guys, so this is the part 2 of word problems involving horizontal motion. So sa part 1, we have done 1 to 5. So dito naman sa part 2, we will be doing 6 to 10 examples. Okay? So the sixth example is a Ford expedition travels from Manila to Laguna which has a distance of 305 kilometers in just 5 hours. So ang binigay na distance is 305 kilometers. And then, ang time natin is 5 hours. Okay, baka itanong nyo guys, bakit hindi na siya i-convert? Kasi wala naman tayo ibang pagko-comparean ng length. Nag-iisa lang siyang length, kilometer. Itong dalawa naman to, length to, ito time. Hindi sila comparable guys. Okay, magkakaproblema lang kayo kapag may kilometer ka, tapos yung isa meter. O kaya may hours ka, yung isa seconds. Okay? So, in this case, wala namang ibang unit. So, pwede na yan. Pwede nyo nang gamitin yan. Unless, ang hinihinging sagot sa inyo is nasa ibang unit. So, kailangan nyo siyang ibahin. Okay? So, letter A, ang hinahanap is, what is the average speed? So, letter S ang hinahanap. Ito yung formula, obviously. So, D over T, which is 305 yung D, over time, which is 5. So, 305 divided by 5 is, syempre, 61. Tama ba? Ayun, 61. So, speed is 61. Okay? So, si speed to, ibig sabihin, ang kanyang unit is length per time. Okay? In this case, ang binigay na length ay kilometer and then ang time ay hour. So, meron tayong kilometers per hour or pwede nyo siyang isulat na km per hour. Pwede rin yan. Pares lang yan, guys. Okay? Next one, letter B. How far can it travel at for 8 hours? So, nagbigay siya ng bagong time. Gaano raw kahaba ang pwede niyang i-travel sa loob ng 8 oras kung ganito yung average speed niya na 61 kilometers per hour. So, ang S natin is 61 yung gagamitin. So, ang hinihingi is distance. Gaano raw kalayo kung ganito yung travel time niya, yung travel speed niya kung magta-travel siya ng 8 hours. So, gaano kahaba. Okay, ano yung distance? So, ang formula, we have T, S, and D. Ito pa rin, guys. Pwede yan. Okay, as long as kompleto, sinabi ko na yun sa part 1, as long as kompleto ang letters, pwede nyong gamitin yun kahit kanino. So, S is 61 equals, D is unknown over T for time is 8. Okay, so over 1 to, cross multiply, cross multiply. So, 61 times 8 is, ayan, nandiyan na siya. 61 times 8 is 488. So, 488 equals, D times 1 is D. Since distance to, 488, hindi meters, ang binigay dito ay kilometers lang. So, distance lang yan, therefore, length lang ang unit. So, kilometers. Okay, letter C. How long can it travel? So, ang tinutukoy dyan ay time. How long can it travel to Lawag, which is 483 kilometers? So, yung Lawag daw, gaano raw siya katagal makarating doon sa Lawag, which is 483 kilometers at this average speed. So, kung ang speed niya pa rin ay 61 kilometers per hour, gaano siya katagal babiyahe? Okay? So, SDT pa rin yan. So, ito pa rin ang gagamitin yung formula. So, 61 ang S, D is 483 over time. So, cross-multiply. This one is over 1. So, 61 times T is 61T equals 483 times 1 is 483. So, to get the time, 61, divide both sides by 61 to get T. Okay? So, 483 divided by 61, ayan yung time. So, we will have 7.92. So, 7.92 hours. Kala ko seconds eh. Hours nga pala yung binigay. So, magta-travel siya at 61 km per hour yung speed niya. So, makakarating siya sa Lawag, which is 483 kilometers ang distance, in a span of 7.92 hours. Okay, let's have the 7th example. A jeep is traveling at 40 meter per second when the brakes are applied. Doon pa lang guys. Ito, hindi nyo kasi alam kung anong velocity ito. Pero dito, brakes are applied. So, papunta siya ng stop. So, kung papunta siya ng stop, ang VF ko ay 0. Okay? Hindi to speed kasi walang binanggit na average speed. Hindi rin yan average velocity kasi walang binanggit na average velocity. Kasi di ba sinabi ko yon, kapag ka average speed at average velocity ang binabanggit na given, palaging binabanggit yung word na average. So in this case, this one is wala nang iba kung hindi initial velocity because of the unit, meter per second. Kung meter lang yan, distance yan. May time. So, velocity yan. Okay, so 40. Bakit 0 yung VF? Kasi nga, the brakes will be applied. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, hihinto siya. Papunta siya sa stop. So, ang VF ko ay 0. Pag from rest, ang VI ko ang 0. Okay? So, it comes to a stop. Ayun pala, meron pala dito. It comes to a stop after 20 seconds. So, ang time natin is 20. Okay? So, letter A, find the acceleration. Ayan. So, let us find the acceleration. We have VF, VI, A, yung hinahanap, and time. Ayan. So, pwede natin gamitin si VF equals VI plus 80. So, VF is 0 equals VI is 40 plus A, yung unknown, times 20. So, 40, balibag doon, that is negative 40, equals A times 20 is 20A. Divide both sides by 20 to get the value of A. So, A is negative 40 divided by positive 20 is negative 2. Tama? Since acceleration to, that is meter per second squared. Bakit negative ang acceleration? Kasi nga guys, papahinto siya. So, pagka papahinto ang isang sasakyan, hindi siya bumibilis, bumabagal siya. So, meaning, magiging negative talaga yung acceleration nyo kapag ka pahinto siya or it will come to a stop. Sinabi ko na yan dun sa isang part natin. Okay, letter B, distance traveled. So, ito, pwede itong gamitin kasi meron naman tayong VF, VI, may A kasi na-compute na natin, ayan. And then D, yung hinahanap. Pero ito na lang para mabilis. Okay? So, distance, kasi siya na yun nandito sa kaliwa. So, distance is equal to VI, 40, times yung time na 20. Ito yung sinusundan ko, guys, plus 1/2 times yung acceleration na na-compute, negative 2, times yung time na 20 squared. So, distance is equal to, so 40, okay, times 20 plus, so yung 1/2 gawin kong 0.5 times negative 2 times 20 squared. Pepemdas naman yan, guys. So, the answer is 400. 400 meters. Meters ba? Yes, meters. Okay? So, the answer in letter B is, distance is 400 meters. Okay? Let's have number 8. An aircraft of USS Abraham Lincoln accelerates from rest. O, dun pa lang meron na kayo from rest. That is, initial velocity is 0. So, from rest, so ibig sabihin, di pa siya umaandar. Therefore, ang initial velocity niya ay 0. So, from rest to a takeoff speed of 173 kilometers per hour in a distance of 307 feet. So, 173 kilometers per hour is final velocity. So, 173 kilometers per hour. And then, ang distance is 307 feet. Okay, so dito guys, may problema kasi ang gusto niyang sagot is meter per second square. So, A, calculate the acceleration of the aircraft in meter per second square. So, ang gusto niyang sagot sa A is equal to, ang unit na gusto niya is meter per second square. Ito naka-kilometer, ito naka-feet. So, kailangan gawing meter. Itong R, kailangan gawing second. Okay? So, unahin ko muna itong 173 kilometers per hour. Gawin ko siyang meter per second. So, unahin ko si meter. Okay, so para ma-cancel, lalagay ko sa ilalim dito si meter. Okay, so ito yung ano niya, 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meter. Yan, so cancel si kilometer. Naging meter na. Times. So, si R, okay, lalagay ko siya sa taas para ma-cancel. So, ulitin ko. Pag dito ko sa baba yan nilagay, guys, magiging R squared. So, sa taas natin siya lalagay para ma-cancel siya. So, dito si seconds. So, 1 hour is equivalent to 3,600 seconds. So, cancel na si R. Okay, compute na natin. So, 173, huwag niyong pagpapansinin yung 1, yung mga may numbers lang. I mean, yung mga greater than 1 lang. So, 173, magkahilera sila ni 1,000. So, multiply yan. Ayan. And then, nasa ilalim si 3,600 denominator. So, divide naman after. Ayan. So, ang sagot ay 48.05. So, 48.0. Ay, continue siya. So, 06 na. Ayan. So, this one is 48.06 meter per second. Ayan. So, meter per second. Okay. And then this one, 307 feet. So, 307 feet. Okay. So, dito si feet. Gusto ko siyang maging meter. So, ito yung, ano niya, conversion. So, 1 meter, ang ratio niya sa feet is 3.28. So, cancel na si feet. Ayan. So, ano sila, diagonal. So, ibig sabihin divide. 3.28. Okay. So, the answer is 93.50. 6 na yan. 93.60. So, 93.6. Okay. So, this one is 93.6 meter. Ayan. So, pwede na natin computin si acceleration. So, ito guys, hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin kasi wala tayong time. Tama ba? Ayan. Kailangan kasi ng time. Although, meron tayong VF. Okay, meron tayong VI. Meron tayong A kasi yun yung hinahanap. Pero, wala tayong time. Okay? So, ito na lang muna yung gamitin natin. So, si VF squared. Okay? So, VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AD. Kasi may D. Okay, so VF squared is 48.06 squared equals VI is 0 squared plus 2 times A yung hinahanap times D, 93.6. Ito na yung gagamitin nyo ha, itong dalawang to. Yung naka-meter at saka yung naka-per second. Okay, so 48.06 squared is 2,309.76. So, 2,309.76 equals 0 na to. So, 2 times A times 93.6 is 2 times 93.6 times 2. Okay, so 187.2 A. So, 187.2 A. So, divide both sides by 187.2 to get the value of A. So, A equals 2309.76 divided by 187.2. So, the final answer in acceleration is 12.34. So, 12.34 since acceleration to, meter per second squared. So, the final answer is 12.34 meter per second squared. Okay? Letter B naman, calculate the time required for the aircraft to accelerate to takeoff speed. So, ang hinahanap sa letter B is time. Okay? So, pwede na ito guys. Tama? Kasi meron tayong VF, merong VI, yung A na compute na natin with this one sa letter A. And then yung time na hinahanap. So, pwede na yan. Okay? Dito ko na lang lalagay. Medyo magulo na dyan. Ayan, dyan na lang. So, VF is, so ang gamitin is VF equals VI plus 80. So, VF is 48.06 equals 0 plus A is 12.34 times time. Okay, so 0. Divide both sides by 12.34 to get the time. So, canceled. So, time is, yan, 48.06 divided by 12.34. So, the answer is 3.89. So, 3.89 seconds since time tayo. So, the final answer is 3.89 seconds and 12.34 meter per second squared. Okay, let's have the 9th example. An airplane accelerates on a runway from rest. So, dun pa lang from rest, meron ka ng VI, which is 0, at 8 meter per second. So this one is final 8 meter per second for 30 seconds. So ang time is 30. Until it finally lifts off the ground. Determine the distance traveled before the liftoff. So ang hinahanap ay distance and then average velocity. Ayan, dalawa. Okay, so ang hinahanap ay distance. Ito guys, yung may distance lang. This one and this one. Hindi nyo siya pwedeng mahanap kasi parehas siyang may A. Ayan. Meron tayong VF, meron tayong VI. Yun nga lang, wala tayong A. So, kailangan, ito rin, dito rin. Yung D dito, may kapartner din siyang A. Eh, walang binigay na A. So, ang gagawin natin, hanapin muna natin yung A using this one. Okay, so VF is 8. So, gamitin muna natin to get the A, si VF equals VI plus 80. So, VF is 8 equals VI is 0 plus A times time, which is 30. So, divide both sides by 30. Wala na to. To get A, so 30, 8 divided by 30 is 0.26. Continuous na yan. So, 0.27. So, A is equal to 0.27 meter per second squared. Okay, pares ba naka-seconds? Ayan, pares naman siya seconds, guys. So, walang problema dyan. Okay, so, meron na tayong A, makukuha natin yung D. So, ang gamitin na lang natin is this one, kasi madali, nasa kaliwa na siya. So, VIT plus 1/2 AT squared. So, VI is 0 times time 30 plus 1/2 times A is 0.27, yun nakuha natin, times time na 30 and then squared. Okay, so wala na to. Multiplied by 0, 0 na yan. So, ang matitira lang ay si 1/2, 0.5 times 0.27 times 30 squared. So, the answer is 121.5. 121.5 since distance to meters. So, the final answer is 121.5 meters. Okay? And then, average velocity. So, ito lang naman yan. So, VAV is equal to VI, which is 0, plus VF is 8, over 2. So, 0 plus 8 is 8, divided by 2. So, VAV is 4. Since velocity to, meter per second. Ayan. Okay? So, here is the final answer. 4 meter per second. Okay, last example, number 10. A bike traveling at 32 meter per second skids to a stop in 3 seconds. So, ibig sabihin, papahinto siya. Therefore, ang final natin ay 0. Okay? And then, so, wala nang iba. This one is initial. Ayan. So, 32.5 meter per second. So, ang binigay na time is 3. Determine the skidding distance of the bike. So, D ang hinahanap. Okay? So, hindi na ulit natin mahanap yung D kasi wala na naman tayong A. So, kunin muna natin yung A using VF equals VI plus 80. So, VF is 0 equals VI is 32.5 seconds. Ba ito parehas? Yes, seconds. 32.5 plus A times time na 3. So, balibag si 32.5, that would be negative 32.5 equals 3A. So, divide both sides by 3 to get the acceleration. So, negative 32.5 divided by 3. So, that is negative 10.83. Negative 10.83 meter per second squared. So, negative yan guys kasi nga pa-stop na siya. Ibig sabihin, deceleration siya. Babagal siya. So, di ba sinabi ko na yun? Kapag ka ang acceleration nyo, I mean pagka ang ano nyo ay from rest, ang word problem nyo ay from rest, ang A nyo ay positive. Pero kapag ka to stop siya, ibig sabihin umaandar siya, and then it will come to a stop, ang magiging A nyo ay negative. So, pwede na nating hanapin yung distance dito. So, VIT plus 1/2 AT squared. So, VI is 32.5 times time na 3 plus 1/2 times A, which is negative 10.83 times time na 3 and then squared. Okay, so distance is equal to Dire-diretso lang sa calcu. 32.5 times 3 plus, okay, plus 1/2. So, gawin kong 0.5 times negative 10.83 times 3 squared. Ayan. So, the answer is 48.765 or 77. 48.77. Okay, since distance to, that is meter. Okay, so the final answer is 48.77 meter. So, that's it for the horizontal motion.